delving and diving the subject once again on Cards TV. With Arthur Albiero, I'm Sean Moth. Great to see you again. The Cards swim a dual meet against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the Big East champs, the Cardinals against the runners-up, Notre Dame, and you guys dominated. I mean, it was a great weekend for the Cardinal swimming team. It was, and I appreciate you bringing that up, because obviously it's part of the progression that we look at, and certainly Notre Dame, there's a rivalry, a conference, and they've been the perennial champions many years before, so it's always, there's a flavor of a little higher level, but part of what a bigger focus for us was to continue our progression, and my challenge to the team this year has been about every meet is an assessment. Yeah. And really, yes, we're assessing ourselves against the rest of the country in many ways, not just the team we're swimming against. And we keep an eye on rankings. That's not that big of a deal, but it's certainly something that we're aware. And the question that comes from rankings is, how do you move up? Yeah. And so it's part of how we perform as a team. But more than anything, it was a chance for us to see what we are as individuals and how we continue to progress throughout the season. So I guess the follow-up to that, and you kind of answered it, is, are you happy with where the team's at right now? I'm pleased. There's things that, as always, that we need to do better. And it really, in our sport, that's probably one of the most frustrating things as a coach, because and it could be said about probably every single sport. Sure. It's about the little things. And in our sport, particularly in the swimming portion of things, we're talking about hundreds, hundreds of seconds make the difference between, being a finalist or getting a second swim at a major meet, or in some cases for some of our guys making into the conference team or not. But it also means, making it into the NCAA championships. It's scoring, it's finaling, it's winning an event, it's making the Olympic team. I mean, it's mind-boggling if you stop and you think about it. And my challenge continues to be taking this attitude where we leave nothing to chance. We cover everything from A to Z in the preparation, and we give ourselves the best chance. And sure. So I feel good about where we are. I think that from a training standpoint, they've done a great job. I feel like we're in a good position physically, mentally. But now, more than anything, as the season progresses, it escalates, and everything we do takes a different level. And we gotta raise our competition game in everything we do. As Coach touched on, both teams are nationally ranked in the top 20, and we'll jump back real quick to Notre Dame. And can you pull a few individual performances that stood out? Absolutely. And I would say first and foremost it was a team effort. Yeah. Because when you look across the board, there was a number of different individuals stepping up and winning events and really helping the team, bringing something to the table. But I would say definitely, starting on the women's side, Esther Provazzi won 2 events. And and Esther, really what a difference a couple years have made in where she was a couple years ago to where she is now, and her reliability as a competitor. It's been fun to watch. And I'd also say, quite a few of the freshmen are making an impact, and Abby Chin and Victoria Mitchell were a 1-2 combination. I think they flip-flop between the 1,000 and the 500. They continue to they train together, they're having fun. They're great to coach, And Tanja Kylliainen, finally healthy, moving in the right direction, to win the 200 fly in a very respectable 1:59.1. I think it's a very competitive time nationwide. So I think the ladies are moving in the right direction, and even at the end, our relays, our medley relay was 1:41 low. It's, again, very respectable time, and we're still playing with those combinations, and that's a good problem to have. But then looking ahead on the men, I think, Pedro Oliveira won 2 events, and he's been a quiet, really stalwart for us. I mean, he's a reliable guy, 2 fly, 2 back. We always know what he's going to give us, and then, Carlos Almeida won his specialty 54 300 breaststroke. I thought it was a really good swim. Again, a number of the guys stepped up, and Caryle Blondell, a freshman, from Trinidad, a tremendous young man, really kind of figuring out how to do this right, and won the 100 backstroke and really put out an impressive leg on the 400 free relay. Split 43.7. Actually, 43.81 was the official time. But so, we're excited. We see highlights, and it's part of us continue to move forward and put the whole thing together. That's the challenge. And it seems like you get in some of these settings with these coaches shows, and there are names that continue to crop up, and you almost feel bad about talking about it. But I mean, Hannah Gadd's pretty talented diver, and she had another great weekend.
She did, and you know, she's just reliability in it. You know, that's what she is all about. I mean, we know, and especially when it comes to Big East competition, it's a group that she's pretty familiar with, and I think the confidence level, you know, and but I think the thing about Hannah is no matter what, you know, whatever is happening in her life or what kind of week she's had, or she's able to come back and be a consistent performer, you know, and not just one or two dives, but I mean, she performed on all dives, and that's what makes her, you know, a very special competitor.
Sure. We look ahead, the Cards are headed to Knoxville, and I know we had the dual meet against the Volunteers, but this is a little different setting. It's an invitational that maybe has a little bit of a postseason feel to it.
It is, and that's a big part of what we're trying to do. Is we want to expose the group to it's a big rehearsal, if you will, of the same format that we're going to, you know, find at conference championships and NCAA championships, with prelims in the morning, finals at night, same event order. You know, relays are at night. The one thing that's a little bit different in this meet is in the mornings we'll be swimming long course meters, and that doesn't happen very often. But this being an Olympic cycle year, we felt was important because it also, so what it does is it allows us the opportunity to qualify for, you know, pick up some more Olympic trial cuts in the morning.
The road to 30.
And the road to 30, we're moving forward on it. I think we're sitting at 23 right now.
Great.
Moving in the right direction. Hopefully by next show we can have bigger numbers. But it's an opportunity for a lot of our kids to pick up their cuts. In some cases to pick up our second or third cut, and then come back at night and you know, and see how close we can put ourselves towards you know, some of the NCAA qualification times. You know, so it'll be a fun event. It's different competition. Teams that we don't swim against all the time, so you know, it just will be a good environment for good swimming.
Outstanding. Looking forward to it. Safe travel. Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For Arthur Albiero, I'm Sean Moth. We look forward to talking to you next, right here on Cards TV.